Welcome to episode 70 of AFC Fylde Still We Rise. We've reached the big 7-0 here on Football Manager 2020. In today's fixture, the Coasters host Hull City, managed now by Ryan Giggs, former Middlesbrough boss, at the Globe Arena in the Sky Bet Championship. This is a fixture that has been moved. Previously, it was to be played just before we played against Nottingham Forest, but there was a waterlogged pitch at the Globe Arena. Therefore, it was rescheduled. A couple of news items that have come in since you were last with us. Against QPR, I reached 200 games in management. That's some journey from the National League all the way up now to the playoff positions in the Sky Bet Championship. Kenny McKenna, my former assistant, has been sacked cruelly by Northampton. They sit mid-table in the Vanarama National, and unfortunately he didn't seem to be moving them towards the playoff positions. Our striker Adam Rooney, who we signed back when we entered League One from Salford, he has a transfer arranged. He is on the way to Sligo Rovers at the end of the season. Since you were last with us, we've played quite a few fixtures, not all of them successfully. It's been more down than up since that 2-1 win against Brentford back on Boxing Day. Goals from Kenneth de Groot and Saul Shotton meant that Sergi Canos' late goal for the Bees was just a mere consolation. We then played Wolves and were well beaten. 4-0. Goals from Wilfred Zaha, Pedro Neto and Connor Cody meant that we ended our FA Cup hopes for another season on New Year's Eve. We deserved absolutely nothing from this one. Wolves were rampant. They were dominant all over us. I didn't worry too much about that. I worried a lot more about the 4-2 loss to QPR at what is now the Kian Prince Foundation Stadium. If you thought it was Loftus Road, so did I. Sadly, well, not sadly, I think it's a charitable attempt, and congratulations to them for doing that. We had this at 2-2 at half time. Aliou Traore had opened the scoring. We pegged them back through Adam Lewis. And then Valdrin, of surname I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce, put QPR ahead. And then Cesc Fabregas equalised. So we were at a Desmond. It was 2-2 at half time. We survived all the way until the 87th minute, when Tommy Elphick gave away a penalty, Ryan Manning stuck it away, and James Collins got a late one on the counter when we were trying to recover a position there. We lost the game, and it really did hurt me, that one. I thought we'd have done well against QPR, who hadn't really pulled up any trees this season. Thankfully, we got a win against Birmingham, but this wasn't without its problems over at the St Andrews Trillion Trophy Stadium, the one with a new name. Adam Lewis in extra time during the first half getting the goal. Luke Burke then got sent off just shy of the hour, and we had to just hold on, desperately clinging on to a clean sheet. Mitch Walker in goal was an absolute superstar, and you know, if you're fans of Football Manager, you play the game, goalkeepers rarely get their just rewards in terms of average rating. He very rarely over a 7 in my experience. He got an 8.1, man of the match, and deservedly so, as we took 3 points from Birmingham. We lost to Nottingham Forest. We were spanked at the City Ground. Ranet Dadasov and Ben Woodburn with the goals in the second half. We weren't too bad in the first half, quite even. Then all of a sudden Forest put their foot firmly on the accelerator and blew us out of the water. Second loss in succession came at home at the Globe Arena against Swansea. And again, it was just an example of us throwing away a potential point. Paul Gallagher had put us ahead before Facundo Ferreira equalised just 2 minutes later. He would then put Swansea ahead on 53 minutes. Tommy Elphick got a goal from a corner on 69, but then Lemaker, 84 minutes on the clock, stealing all 3 points for Swansea, and that has left us down in 6th place in the Sky Bet Championship. The fixture that we're going to play today is that rearranged one against Hull City. It's back at the Globe Arena. So hopefully we can do some good business today. Our team features a new signing. Joshua Humphreys, Mr. Humphreys, is our new striker. He's 18 years old and he's on loan from our affiliate club Liverpool. Never got much of a chance in their first team, in fact none at all, but he's got good potential ability, good current ability, and could come in and do a job for us. He's played one game, that was the game against Swansea. He's played over 80 games, probably over 100 to be honest, for Liverpool's sort of under 23 development sides over the past 2 seasons. So this is his first real foray into first team football. We'll give him all the tools to let him be successful. So he joins fellow loanees De Groot and Fia Beamer up top, Cesc Fabregas and Paul Gallagher, very experienced in midfield, the youth of Adam Lewis backing them up. Duxbury is on the left, not Barry Douglas. He has been a bit poor over the last few games. As you can see, we've conceded a lot of goals, and they've mostly come from his side of the pitch, where he is a little bit slow. Good signing though for Blackburn, I have to say. In real life, they've just signed Douglas, so he should do very well there. Central defence, we've got Shotton and Whitmore. Luke Burke is back after suspension following his red card, and Mitch Walker is in goal. Before we carry on, there's just one thing I need to check, is that Alex Whitmore is set to mark their striker. He is indeed. Always need to check that just before we carry on. On the bench today, joining the likes of Barry Douglas, we've got Okalele. He is injured, but he serves a purpose as a homegrown player. George Marsh, Proctor, Rooney and Ball are forward options, with Johnny Smith could take somebody's place on the wings. I will just talk about our striker situation as we begin the game. Ashkan Dejaga is away on international duty with Iran. He is over at the Asian Cup. But as you can see, our recent form is poor. Luckily for us, Hull's is woeful. So we are evens to win this one. So hopefully we can do some serious damage and get ourselves back up that playoff table. Problems that we've had with strikers. When we were in league, in the National League, we had Jamie Proctor. We then signed him permanently when we moved into League 2 from Rotherham. He served us well there. Adam Rooney came in when we were in League 1. He arrived from Salford. Did well for us again, not a problem. This season we went with David Ball from Wellington Phoenix, and he's just not been at the races. Yeah, he's been a little bit off pace. I suspect his ability has just left him a little bit lacking for Championship football. So that's why I wanted to go into the market and see what was available. I had a look again at Gervinho. We had him on trial. Didn't go for him. Instead, we went for Joshua Humphreys from Liverpool. So he's not costing us a thing. He is cheap as chips. He is nothing at all from Liverpool, our affiliate club. So that's certainly a positive for our finances. As you can imagine, Chairman David Haythornthwaite, him the short purse strings, very happy with the decision to sign him rather than spending the likes of another 10 grand on per week on Giovanni Dos Santos, who is currently recovering from another injury. As Fia Beamer goes in, bad option. I mean, bad choice there. Wrong option by Fia Beamer, who is still, I think, our joint top scorer with Kenneth de Groot this season. So that really shows you how much we've relied on other players and not just our strikers. As Duxbury with the ball, Humphreys with the cross, and there it is, 8th of the season from Brian Fia Beamer. Joshua Humphreys with the assist. Good cross from him. Works it with Scott Duxbury on the left there. Big cross into the middle of the pitch. And then Fia Beamer just beats a couple of Hull defenders that power a header towards goal, getting us started there. 18 minutes on the clock. And that is the opening goal. Surprising as well, because Hull have got a really good side. As Fabregas floats in the corner. This is the counter. This is where they're dangerous and we are vulnerable. I really should look at putting another player back, to be honest. But the corners work so well for us. We tend to do really well from set pieces, so they're not something that I want to kind of mess with. As Fabregas takes the ball forward, recovered by De Groot, now Duxbury, in field. Fabregas again, Duxbury on the overlap, it's across to the back post, and Fiobeamer this time can't get the shot on target as Burke steals the ball. Now it's going to come back to us though. Hull on the attack now. As De Groot manages to get it back. Good endeavour from him, the on loan man from Manchester United. Big cross in. That's not going anywhere. Lewis recycles. All the way back to Shotton. Gallagher, safe pair of feet on the ball. Luke Burke's going to cross this. And it is another strike. Humphreys getting a header off, but unfortunately can't add to his assist earlier for Fiobeamer's opening goal. Ballo, who's on the left wing for Hull, is really one to look out for. Has been a really good player for them all season. Often features in the Championship Player of the Day state. We get a bit of a news item, I'm sure you'll be aware of your league, just to let you know what happened that day and who were the star performers. He often is featured there, and he often gets a mention, even though Hull haven't been doing that well. I think they're down in 18th at the moment in the Sky Bet Championship. Our assistant is now Craig Shaw. I think they did excellent. Yeah, I was quite happy with them. Yeah, I mean, probably a bit more positive than I would have been. But we're just going to encourage the boys once more. As Lee Watson again picks up a knock. He needs taking off, let's be honest. As Gallagher now, Fiobeamer. Lewis with a good sliding tackle. You love to see it, don't you? Big ball over for De Groot. He's going to get the cross in. Back post. Fiobeamer. Boom. De Groot causing some absolute chaos and havoc in the box with that cross. Destruction. Fiobeamer. Back post. Boom. Great header. Oh, a volley even. A volley. Forget the header. Watson off the pitch. I told you they should have took him off. There they go. Too late, Brandon Fleming. That left Fiobeamer as free as a bird at the back post. They're like a vulture to pick up the scraps there. And you can always tell that a team's suffering when they're bringing on defensive players. And it's a crossbar. Good effort by Hull City. They're trying to get back into this as we hit almost the hour mark here. Just going to pause things to make a little bit of a change. Scott Duxbury is our lowest conditioned player. Is that not really a sentence, but we'll go with it. Going to bring on Barry Douglas. He hasn't played well the last few games, but I think this is a really good opportunity for him to just show what actually he's capable of and help us keep a clean sheet. As I say that, Hull are going to mount the attack here through Mackenzie. Ballo, the player that I mentioned before, and it's a cross. Wilkes should have done better. Cutting in from the right, so that's where Fiobeamer was so dangerous for ourselves just a few moments ago. De Groot. Those two have been really astute signings, exploiting the loan market there to bring players in from Chelsea, Manchester United, and now obviously Liverpool with Humphreys. As here he goes to try and chase down Wilkes. Great tackle by Douglas. Got to do that again, son. Harding with the ball now for Hull. Just building the attack then. Back post. Oh, it's still not clear. There it is by Shotton. Mitch Walker playing well yet again to maintain his clean sheet. Douglas picks up a booking. Not too worried about bookings. They can pick those up. Look at Adam Lewis, 12th of the season. Him and Luke Burke, no stranger to a yellow ticket. The change we made in defence today was to drop Tommy Elphick, our captain, and bring in Alex Whitmore. Apart from the goal he scored last time out against Swansea, in all honesty, Elphick has been poor. Certainly where it counts in defence. As here go Hull, Crane through to Mackenzie. And there's the goal back. Robbie McKenzie, assist by Lewis Crane. It's a lifeline for Hull City, and as a result, it just makes me a little bit nervous. So we're going to change our out of possession here. We're going to drop the defence back slightly to a lower defensive line, not a much lower. We're going to tell them to get stuck in. And in terms of our attacking settings, we're going to go defensive. Now everybody's going to stay in position, low tempo, lots of time wasting, no dribbling, play for set pieces, not working the ball into the box, be more disciplined. Slow the pace down. We're going to hold our shape, regroup, that's fine. And we're going to bring our line of engagement much lower. Let's make it a bit more compact. Did I not change that to get stuck in? I think I did. And the attacking width, we're going to go a little bit very narrow. In terms of changes, I will just firm things up as well. I think we're going to bring off Humphreys. It's a risk, isn't it? Bring off Humphreys for Marsh, who is then, can I do it on there? I can indeed. Who's just going to sit as well as another defensive midfielder. Plenty of changes then, 5 minutes to go. I'll also make another substitution around the 90-minute mark just to waste a bit more time. We've got 5 minutes of added time though. That does not make me feel good. I'm going to bring on, it's either going to be Smith or Ball. I'll just bring on Smith for De Groot. Just to waste a few more seconds as we enter the final stages. Barry Douglas with a free kick. Oh, it's a good effort though. Long with the save. Now, is this going to be a highlight for Hull? Doesn't look like it. There's Johnny Smith now. Douglas getting far too forward up the pitch as far as I'm concerned. Fabregas with the ball in behind. Beamer. Oh, he's offside. Oh, his hat-trick was right there in front of him. But at least it means we will pick up a win against Hull City. That has just put us back right into the promotion picture. Fantastic. Well done, boys. A sea of green. George Marsh there, the only player not to celebrate that one, as Diego Jota, he has got his move to Manchester United. Look at that table now. Just 3 points separate ourselves and Crystal Palace in second, while we've put a 3-point gap back to Aston Villa in 7th. Well played, boys. Hull, meanwhile, have dropped 2 places. They're down in 18th. Bottom of the table still is Blackpool. There we go. Things that you love to see. Meanwhile, let's just check our news item here. Hull in control as the Tigers are brushed aside. Yeah, I mean, McKenzie really scored a good goal there. The counter-attack one is something that I just don't know how to defend properly. I think it's dropping the defensive line back, but that to me gives them more space. So I'm not sure about that one. Beamer, our big player for this one, 2 goals for him. Let's go full passion. The big news obviously this week, and it's something actually that we'll cover in the next video, I won't really go into detail on this one, has been of course the new features released for Football Manager 21. So the expected goals statistic will be included, as will, I'm not sure if it will replace tone or kind of complement it, which will be body language when speaking to players. And then I'm sure I noticed a few additional licenses. I think I saw a license for Leicester City in there. So that will be something that we cover in the next video, in fact, which will be Barnsley. So the idea is that we're going to play a few games, Cardiff and Bristol, and then we're going to take on Barnsley just at the start of February. Failing that, the idea was maybe Preston. I'll see how the next 2 games go. If we've been winning both of them, then we should really beat Bristol City and Barnsley, to be honest. It might be Preston North End in the local derby, because following that, the idea was to play both Reading and Stoke. So yeah, next game, either Barnsley or Preston. It'll be one of those 2. But thank you for joining me today. It's another win for the Coasters, and that has given us a great chance of having the end of season that we all desire and love. We could do a season that gets promoted. We could do. Or we could miss out on the playoffs. Who knows? I'll see you next time.